We just said goodbye to Beric De Vries. And we're going to lose another surfer out of the mix here. Seth Moniz up. He wants to recover well after a disappointing effort in that seeding round.
The quarterfinal, and you're doing pretty good and things are flowing. All of a sudden you start to think about it and it can get difficult, but it would never happen for this man. So experienced is Ace Buchan.
He's had a couple of poor results though, Adrian Buchan. He's fallen out of the mix in this round, the last two contests. He's had plenty going on, the arrival of a new son. Best wishes to his wife Beck and kids. They'll be tuning in right now. Great time to be watching the event over there in Australia. Powering through to the round of 32. Adrian Buchan up at the moment. Fell on his first ride. Trying to make up for that mistake now. Doing very well at the moment. Getting that rhythm happening on the inside. Didn't complete that final manoeuvre.
Beautiful backhands on tour as we see it on the replay. First little snap, just biding his time, waiting for it to stand up as it starts racing. He's pumping and driving, and he just waits at the bottom of this one patiently and drives around. I like how he carved out of the top with that one. Didn't just tap it, he carved. Then bound into this inside, and a beautiful snap. Chance to kind of go for a second turn, but it looked like it got a little bit tight and a little bit rushed. And you've just got to be able to put it all behind you and get focused in the moment. But this young man doesn't have that problem. Fresh to the tour.
And loving life at the moment. Big smile on his face. And at the moment just trying to find a point to really dig into something solid. Busy on the outside. The wave's starting to slow up a little bit now. In two minds for a moment, but loading up for something big. Stomps the floater there on the inside. Very shallow section.
In the completions, you tend to be able to manage it better, don't you? It's when you fall in there that, you know, things can happen that you don't want to have happen as we watch the replay. Beautiful couple of snaps out of the top, pumping through the speed line there. Tight to the pocket as he drew out of the bottom and found a beautiful wrap. Another nice wrap. And it's just running off down the line. Look how shallow it gets there. He just fits in that last turn. That's a completion. Great ride from Seth.
Already so well-rounded in his surfing, Seth, and he's only going to get better. Reached peak performance. But Seth is a kid who's already collected a lot of performance highlights, and the performances are only going to get stronger in the coming years. He goes down on this one, though.
Yeah, a little insider there, further down the line in the third priority. Figured may as well chance it and try and find something that stands up and walls.
The heat lead has to surrender. Adrian Buchan had the priority and has the speed to burn. Classic line off the top. Speed drive out of the lip. Now looking to get a bit more of a vertical approach happening down the line. Leaning back on that tail, digging in, and he's going to go down. It's just not really coming together for him this year.
Forcing Ace to go. He wanted this one, though. It's one of those waves, and there's that speed drive out of the lip. I love that turn. And then around into another snap and a bit of lip, and he kind of got up a little bit late on that one. Drove around and really powered out of the top on that one. Most probably didn't need as much. Could have just placed it into the lip rather than drive. Look at the drive and the rail. And then that release to accelerate down the face. Beautiful technique. Great style. That one got a little bit, got up there just a little bit late, and then that kind of put the pressure on this turn. Really drove into that turn quickly rather than going for the power there and maybe converted on that one.
Here goes Couzinet. Just gets a little tripped up there by that cupped out face of these insiders. That tide dropping and making it difficult.
And Ace in the third priority down that line a little bit, making his way up towards his opponent. Seth's turning.
Seth Moniz, let's see if he can dispose of that 2.5 with this ride. Clean start, nice swoop off the top, has plenty of speed, cuts that turn short to get down the line. And this is the section where the wave starts to slow up and allows you to draw your turns out a little bit more. And the young Hawaiian does just that. Riding that rail from the top of the wall right down to the base.
Well completed ride. Seth on the replay, beautiful turn out of the top. You can see how this wave, here it speeds off and he's got to just make sure he's in front of it. Now it slows down, as you said in the live call, and he just drives out of the lip. Foam climbs straight, seamless combination of turns. Another wrap, and then this one stands up in front of him and he belts it. And then again, and it was just so well orchestrated. I really like the surfing there.
Really love the surfing, and I think if you're making comparisons to the surfing of Seth and the surfing that Couzinet did on his wave, which was a quality set, it was just a bit more refined from the young Hawaiian, a bit more rail in the water and a bit closer to the pocket.
Well, Jorgann at least had some time there too to start to get his feel, because up until that point in the heat, look at that carve. And the way Seth Moniz uses the speed that he's able to generate, he's got that perfect blend of sear and carve, and then that looseness and the whipping of the tail that just shows such control.
To make the most of little insiders, Couzinet on the replay had so much speed to burn here.
Quite a long time just building into that beautiful wrap. We saw that in his first heat, and there's the layback. We saw that as well. Ronnie, you talked about those turns being his strong turns, and that responsibility of deciding our champions and our winners heat by heat.
Wow.
Buchan.
Things are not going right for Adrian here. You'd expect that he'd really have the edge on Couzinet, who's getting the opportunity to really find his place in this lineup. A stronger opening turn, has a lot of speed here, lays that board over, leaning in hard, a better move. As he hammers down the line here, this has been maybe the best wave of this heat. But will he get the score that he...
Of your opponents, possibly, quite possibly here, for Jorgann gets his best wave of the heat, first snap.
Yeah, the first turn was solid, right there in the pocket. This one, not bad, but not his best version of that turn.
I liked it though, and there was some power as he drove out of the top there as well. I mean, the wave's got an inherent score. Every wave you ride, it's something just as a wave, and then you add to it or detract from it with your performance. And I feel like he didn't detract too much from what that wave had. That wave was a big set wave, had a nice pace to it. He did get a couple of nice big outside turns, a couple of nice big inside turns. So I feel like that's, for him, that's going to be a real confidence booster. Double arm back, puts that back arm in, switches to the front arm, and drives for that second with both arms in the water.
I like the first and the third turn, but it was definitely a quality ride, and he finished it off well. He's a big guy, 6'1", plenty of meat on his bones, can really drive on that run. His performance.
He's definitely getting that 3.61 in my opinion. He definitely started to get, show us that power he's got. Seth Moniz on the inside, Whitewater frothy one.
Get out of there.
Yeah, get out of there. Job done there, but it'll be interesting to see the start of that wave. We're going to plan for Ace Buchan. They're certainly not when this score comes through. Carved down another beautiful wrap from Seth Moniz on the replay. Drives out of the bottom, looking confident and strong, and it's so hard to drive your board cleanly and beautifully like that when there's so much white water on the face. He makes it look easy.
And look where he's surfing to, right there in the bowl of this wave. I think that's the difference in his approach out there. During the break, Buchan tapped into this one.
Driving power is such patience here, and there another beautiful out of the top, looking strong, looking positive, needs the completion. Things are getting a little rushed, a little hectic as he wants to get the work done. Gets that last re-entry.
Well, that's got to feel good. It's been a frustrating heat for him. Hasn't had many completions. Had a lot of falls. Seth Moniz also had a ride during the break.
A little bit bigger on the one behind, and it's running down the wall nicely here at Jeffreys Bay. Stuck behind the white water for just a little while. Pumps and drives to get around it. Little speed carve out of the top and then drives into a nice snap. Lots of opportunity to score points. Lots of opportunity to do big floating manoeuvres like that one. Great ride again. He is surfing really, really good in this heat, Seth. Looking super comfy.
Yeah, really just a less frenetic pace than he had in that opening rounder.
7-2 in the position he finds himself in here as Seth has a little in and out.
Still not safe though, because Jorgann also has a 7-point ride. He only needs a 5.04 to get ahead of Buchan at the moment.
Holding up and riding though.
Yeah, he gets that opportunity using his priority. It's a smaller wave. He's going to have to go to the air, loading up. Gets the rotation, holds on to it. Can he ride clear of that white water? Yes, he does. So just maintains that control. 5.04 is the number that he needs.
Nothing though. You can look at the size. It's sort of half the size or a third the size of some of the set waves. He had the first snap, goes, throws the air, completes the rotation. The spin upon landing was very fast. So we see it on the replay. It looks better on the replay than it did in real life.
Amazing what happens at the end of a heat when a wildcard championship tour event, you've got to be doing that at the start of the heat to overcome the world's best surfers. It wasn't enough for Jorgann Couzinet. He's going to be out of the contest. Buchan and Moniz moving through.